Okay, so in your scenario for your competency assessment, we talk about removal of a contaminated glove and what happens when we get a hole in our gloves and we need to just get that glove changed. So we're going to kind of walk through that. So Casey's going to say that she has a contamination. It's snagged right there, all right?
Cindy, I think I got a hole in my glove here from this rake.
Okay, let me get something that you can drop that rake into. More than likely it's contaminated. It has blood on it. Something's on that glove, and so I don't want to touch what she just had if it was up at the patient. I need to protect myself as a circulator. I can go ahead, maybe put on some exam gloves real quick, or just go ahead and grab that. She can just drop it down. All right, glove that's contaminated. And I'll say, Casey, did it go through both of your gloves?
I'm not sure.
Oh, right. Why don't you go ahead and check. So what she's going to do is she's going to take, this is the contaminated hand. When I say you have a contamination, that hand comes out. Doesn't come up here close to her. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it over the back table. A lot of times I'll see students they'll just hold it like this, that it's contaminated. I want your hand out because this is a universal sign to everybody in the room. I have a contaminated glove because this is where we keep it when we're sterile. Contaminated. So did it go through both sides?
I'll check here.
So at this point, I want you to walk away from your back table a little bit so we don't end up turning our back to it. She's going to go ahead and pull that top one off. She's going to roll these fingers in so this clean hand doesn't touch that dirty hand. And then she's going to pull that off. I'm fine if she just lets it drop on the floor. Go ahead. Hey,
Yes.
Did it go through both?
Yes.
Did it? Okay. So what do you need, Casey?
I need you to put some exam gloves on if
Okay.
it was during the case or something like that to make sure that you're protected as
Okay.
well. And
Would
then I need you to take this glove off as a circulator.
Okay. But I would like for you to ask for your gloves, your new gloves first, because then we can just go, go, go. Her other person will be getting her gloves ready for her. So what size do you wear?
I wear 7.
7? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open her. How many pairs, Casey?
Just 1, please. Oh, 2. I mean,
Yeah.
for the underglove, yes.
For underglove and overglove. All
Yeah.
right, so I'm going to go ahead then as a circulator before I get contaminated and all dirty, pulling off her dirty gloves. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up her glove. She's going to take it with her sterile hand, wait for me to check for the wrapper. That's a big thing that'll happen with you guys is you won't wait for that wrapper to be checked. You're so focused on this contamination, you forget the other things that you have to do by looking at those wrappers. I'm going to go ahead and open her second pair of gloves. Okay, she's going to wait for me to check the wrapper. All right, now I can get those exam gloves that she asked for. So who's going to gown and glove her? The sterile person will. Sterile person's going to gown and glove Casey. What if there was nobody else in the room? If there was not another person in the room and she had a contaminated glove, how is she going to get that new glove on? So the only answer is that we're going to have to peel her out of her gown and then she has to re-gown and glove. And we're going to talk about the difference between breaking out and peeling out in a second. All right. So I'm going to come in then as a circulator. I'm going to come take off her glove. You're going to be doing this for each other in lab. I'm going to grab hold of it. And she's not going to let me pull this cuff down over her hands. You cannot do that. I cannot pull that cuff over her hands because now I've taken a dirty cuff and taken it over the cleanest part of her hand, which is her fingertips. All right, so if she has to, she's going to hold up high, and I'm going to peel that off. All right? Then I'm going to take off my gloves, and I'm going to throw them away and go wash my hands. Surgeon now, or another sterile person, sometimes it's the surgeon, usually it's your preceptor, will go ahead and get your other gown and gloves on, or your other gloves on. That's how you can change a contaminated glove when you have a sterile person in scrub. If you do not, you have to be peeled out of your gown. Okay, so another thing that we're going to be watching you do is breaking out of a gown properly. So Casey's going to step away from her table. She's going to go break out. Either she contaminated her gown, she has to change her gown, she's getting relieved to go home or something. She's going to break into the case. We're going to break out of our gown, And we do that first by untying our tie.
I was tied in the back, remember, so I would untie here.
Okay, she's gonna step away from the back table, and she's gonna reach in and she's gonna feel for her inside ties that are on the inside, and she's gonna pop out of that, and then she's gonna pull across her Velcro top. Now she's going to peel that off. Be aware of where your hands are at. You don't want to reach up to your neck and pull it off. You want to stay in front, and you're going to pull it off. And as you pull it off, you kind of roll it around so it contains all of the yuck on the inside. Okay? She's going to come find the trash can, and then she's going to pull off her gloves. And it's called what we call glove to glove and skin to skin. All right? And what do you do when you take off your dirty gloves or do something like that? You wash your hands. Okay, so that's called breaking out. So I'm going to tell you guys you need to break out a scrub. You're going to break out and jump out of scrub. We don't care about whether or not we preserve our hand scrub at all. We're breaking out. We just drug that dirty gown down our arms, and the neckline went down our arms. It's dirty. We do not have a good scrub anymore. We broke out. Now the other way is we call peeling out, and that's the scenario where we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the gown and gloves of the surgeon because they want back into the procedure. They don't want to break scrub. They have to finish their case. And by peeling a surgeon out of the gown, that preserves their hand scrub. All right? Okay, so part of the scenario is the surgeon wants to change. All right, so something you guys always forget in your competency assessment is to check to make sure that there's extra gown and gloves on the back table. That is so that he or she can get back in their gown and gloves as soon as possible and finish the procedure. So it's just to kind of keep things moving. All right, so she verified. She's going to ask the surgeon to step away from the sterile field. Okay? And she's going to ask the surgeon to untie that first tie. Just makes it easy. Again, you don't want to reach onto that dirty gown and untie it. And then she's going to undo the Velcro, tie, and she's going to start it off the shoulders. Now, also what I see happen is choosing that you don't do that, or what is Casey's just kind of pushing it all the way down and touching their scrub. So you got to make sure you just stay at that neckline.
Just come over and then come around on the
okay,
other side.
now she's going the right way where she doesn't go between two sterile fields, but I will see you guys go through between two sterile fields. There's unsterile Casey between sterile dock and sterile table. So let's go around the front side. Okay, now she is peeling him off, right? You're just going to peel that down, keeping the neckline from contaminating. See how it just went inside out, and she kept that neckline from contaminating his arms. Difference between peeling out and breaking out.
Again, a lot of times we'll see people kind of drag on the arms here. The whole purpose of this is making sure that we preserve the scrub so they don't have to go scrub again. So make sure it's only touching the gown, lift it up so it's not peeling on the arms as you pull it off.
Right. Okay. Same thing with the gloves. Okay. So Casey doesn't want to touch the surgeon, so she might have to pick up, break the seal. I call it breaking the seal because it sticks. She doesn't want to reach up and grab that rim because she doesn't want to touch. So sometimes it's a struggle. There you go. And then once you get that seal broke, then you can hook. See how she's got that hooked? And then she peels it off. She does not want to touch the surgeon's hand because the whole idea of this is not to contaminate so that they can get a new gown and glove on. And sometimes it's hard. There you go. Now she can hook underneath and then pull off. She'll take her gown or her exam gloves off, glove to glove, skin to skin. All right, surgeon, who can get your gown and glove back on?
I don't care, just somebody.
Can Casey do it? No, she's sterile? No, sterile Susie in the corner is going to have to get up off the stool and come over and put a new gown and glove on the doctor. All right, see you on the next video.